Howdy folks, AJ coming at you again, your resident vintage gamer, and today's video is going to fall into the category of gaming news. Today it was announced that the MMO Rift, it's official, it's going to go free to play, and the bigger issue at hand is it seems that the free to play formula or the free-to-play model is going to, it seems that it's going to become the predominant method for MMOs in the future, I have a feeling. There's probably some good, there's definitely some bad with that statement, in my opinion. There's probably some good, but in my opinion, it's a overall for the genre of massive multiplayer online role-playing games. I think that it's overall a negative for people who look at playing MMOs as an alternative world that they want to impact and have develop a reputation and feel like that they have accomplished things in the game that are very difficult for most players to accomplish. For the hardcore person who wants to go out there and do X, Y, and Z, it's that is something that we use the term of sandbox MMO to mean. And I always use the example of Star Wars Galaxies. I always come back to that. And the example that I can use for today is that in addition to Rift being announced that it's going to go free to play, Star Wars The Old Republic, which has already gone free to play, it also has a subscription model. But there's the free to play model, which it seems like they're spending most of their time and resources developing the marketplace, the cash shop, for the game more than content for people that are actually subscribers. And I don't even, at this point, I don't even think that they would be heartbroken over people dropping their subscription as long as they continue. Their thinking is they will continue to play the game and they will continue to buy things from the cash shop. I don't think they would be heartbroken over losing a lot of subscribers, to be honest with you. So, but the example that I'm trying to get to is that today, in addition to the Rift announcement, Star Wars The Old Republic launched its customization update, they're calling it, which brings on board a new species for your player characters if you want to play. The Cathar is the new species, and I have a sore spot about that because I'm a subscriber. I'm a founder to the game. I pre-ordered the game. I pre-ordered the collector's edition. I was also in the beta, the open beta, for like 3 different weekends or whatever. And so I've invested, and I've been a subscriber since day one. And with all that, I still have to pay with cartel coins. I have to pay to get the species Cathar unlocked on my account. And I have to, disclaimer here, they do give you, as a subscriber, you get 500 cartel coins a month for being a subscriber. But that's not a gift. I pay $14.99 a month. And so I get that as part of that. And it's 600 to unlock the Cathar, which, I don't think, as a subscriber, particularly as a founder and somebody who's been subscribing since the game started, I don't think they should have to pay, for something that is as significant as a new species or a new class or something like that. So anyway, that's just my opinion. But in addition to that, the customization update is they're going to have kiosks placed where anybody can go and have their character completely recustomized through this kiosk. And I haven't checked to see if it's going to use in-game credits, the in-game currency credits, or if you're going to have to use cartel coins to do that that function, that feature, to use that feature. And I compare that to Star Wars Galaxies back in the day, where there was actually a profession called image designer. And for those of you who don't know Star Wars Galaxies very well, you had 32 different professions, and you could use skill points in any number of different combinations of whatever you want. You know, you could be a master, you could be a bounty hunter and an image designer if you want to. You want to spend enough points. You know, you want points in bounty hunter and you want points in image designer, so you want to be able to hunt down Jedi and blast them out of the atmosphere, and then turn around and then go back to one of the cities and do somebody's hair. You could do that. I mean, you could do those different things. Or if you wanted to be a dancer and go dance in a cantina, and you're providing buffs to players that watch you perform, whether you're a singer, dancer, whatever, and you're providing them, and no one had to, but people tipped to the entertainers that would do that. And that was a way for the entertainers to make money in the game. And so here in Star Wars The Old Republic, they've got this kiosk now where they're going to have to pay to get this thing done. Where in Star Wars Galaxies, you had to find a player in the world and go to them and say, I want to have my character's hair color changed, or I want my facial hair changed, or I wanted my body type changed, whatever it was. And you had to negotiate a price. And sometimes they would say, you know, I'll do it for tips, is what they would say. And they left it up to the customer to tip whatever. And they could get stiffed if the customer wanted to. The customer could let the thing happen and then say, you know, see ya, or whatever. And then later on, I think they actually had a setup where they could, on the same window for the customization, there was a spot for tipping. And so it could be predetermined, you know, negotiated. And if the designer didn't see that money in there, they just wouldn't hit the button to finish the customization. But that's the old model versus the new model difference right there. Star Wars Galaxies, you had players that did everything. They did the entertaining, they did image design, they did bounty hunting, they did, I was a Master Ranger, so I had to do tracking and all these things, and I had other players that would hire me to track rare creatures for them that they had to kill for a quest or whatever. They needed a ranger to do that. There was none of this, you know, go to the city and find a kiosk and pay to have NPC X, Y, and Z do this. No, you had to find players to do it. It felt like a living, breathing world because the players provided everything, you know. And that's what us old school people, we like. Now, the new model, this free-to-play thing, it's, a lot of us call it pay-to-win. I wouldn't say that it's 100% pay-to-win, but I sure do think that there's a certain amount of that is involved with this free-to-play model. So, anyway, just a little bit of a rant video today, because I see bad things happening. Now, as a counterpoint to that, when you have something like Neverwinter, the new game Neverwinter that came out, where you didn't have to pay for a box, you didn't have to pay for anything to start playing, so you have invested nothing to start playing, and then they have a cash shop, and you can play player-created content. You can go through there and play player-created content. I have no bone to pick with that, because they're basically saying this game it's yours to play if you want to. It costs you nothing, okay? And if you want to invest something and buy something through the cash shop, you can. If you don't, so no one's twisting your arm to go buy the game. But games where you have paid for a box, client, whatever, $60 or whatever the case, or in, you know, like with the collector's edition of Star Wars: The Old Republic, I paid $150 for that. So, you know, that's a substantial, and then $14.99 a month since it started. So add that up, you know, and then they tell me, oh, I've got to pay to get this species thing unlocked. You know, where it's, it leaves a bad taste in my mouth. So anyway, that's it for this rant video. I just had to go into that a little bit. But I did want to do one last thing. I've had several comments on some of my videos where people in the background, it's normally right there is where my Darth Vader statue, everybody calls it my Darth Vader statue, that they see it and they leave comments saying, oh, I like your Darth Vader statue, whatever. It's actually, it is a statue, but it's actually much more than that. And I'm going to show you what it does. It's actually a piggy bank. It actually holds coins. There's your slot right there. Put your coins in. And when you put a coin in, this is what it does. There's a button here that you can press to do the same thing as if you put a coin in it. So,
Most impressive. You are not a Jedi yet.
and there you go. That is my Darth Vader piggy bank. And so I guess all the people that saw that and liked it, maybe they'll like it even more now. Anyway, my wife got that for me years ago and still works. Works fantastic. And he's actually got, and one thing that's a little, you may not be able to see, is he's actually got a real like cape on that moves and everything too. So instead of it just being hard plastic or whatever. So that's another cool little feature of him. So anyway, yeah, I'm a collector of all kinds of junk. So just another item I wanted to show off. And that'll do it for this video, guys. We will catch you guys on the flip side.